Yo, what's up? Welcome to another build guide. So this is gonna be a short guide. This character is only for mapping with this state. So let's just explain what the build is. If you are curious, I will just explain the items. We will check the talent tree. I'll just explain the things that you need to know. So first of all, the character is a raider because we want ailment immunity. This just got nerfed only 50% right now. But with crystal skin, these small notables, you can actually be immune to ailments. As you notice, I didn't pick Ignite Avoidance. Normally you are at 90%, but with the budget cheap, I think this was like 10 chaos, this jewel. 15% chance to avoid being ignited, plus some life and crit multiplier, which is good for this build. I am also Ignite immune, so this character is immune to all ailments. And we also want, obviously, frenzy charges. We want to be fast per frenzy charge, movement speed, attack damage, plus using dark ray vectors, +1 maximum frenzy charges. Because this boost is very cheap, I also picked a penetration enchant so I can kill the map boss faster. You can also get attack speed if you killed recently, if you want to be even way more faster while mapping. But this is better for single target, obviously. And dodge attack hits per frenzy charge. Once I get my frenzy charges in a map, I have 71%, almost capped. 75% is actually the cap for dodge. So 71% attack dodge. I believe, yeah, we can just check it here, obviously. We don't need frenzy charges. 49% dodge spell. If you even want, maybe use a quartz flask, I don't know. Maybe get seal, onslaught on kill on your jewel. So don't use maybe this. Also get a quartz flask so you can be kept at attack dodge once you have those frenzy charges. And also more than 50% dodge spell, so you will have a lot of dodge. Plus we are using Viridi's Veil helmet. This is right now cheap because people started to farm Maven. It's been more than 2 weeks since the league started. So this was like 1.5 exiled. But obviously if you want to search for the enchant, I don't know if you can find it. I actually did some labyrinths with some subscribers 2 days ago. And we managed to get this by luck, and I was like, I was gonna play this build anyway, so give me that helmet. So shield charge damage, you won't lose that much. Maybe this provides a couple 100k DPS, I'm not sure. You don't need this. Maybe you can camp and get another enchant. So the reason for this helmet is you are actually immune to curses, because this gives you are hexproof if you have a magic ring in right slot. So this is my magic ring. Only to keep my intelligence and life and chaos resist. Pretty cheap, bought this for 50 chaos. I didn't even crafted this myself. There are a couple of results like this. You can also put strength because you will also need a little strength, I believe. Yeah, that's why just get a cheap magic ring depending on your resists and attributes. Also, damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky while you have a magic ring equipped. So we are not using any magic ring on our left slot. You can also go and do that if you want. If you also want to be immune to crit damage. So right now, with only one ring equipped here, I am immune. I am hexproof, so you don't get any curse. You can do all the curse maps. You don't need a curse flask, alright? Plus we are ailment immune, so this character can do everything. And damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky. That means that if an enemy is lucky and hits you, that hit will get calculated again. And it will also do that dodge check, evasion check, whatever again, and maybe that monster will fail on that second calculation. If monster fails, the monster cannot hit you. If it manages to score a hit in those 2 calculations, you will get hit, obviously. So this just lets the enemy. This is like the previous diamond flask. If you know what lucky is, you already understand. So you are actually harder to get hit, alright? That's why this character is very tanky. You don't get hit much. Almost kept attack block, lots of spell dodge, plus unlucky. So you will be very tanky. Plus this is a cold conversion build. So let's just finish maybe the items, the gems, and maybe finish the talent tree. So we want cold conversion. That's why we have Winter Spirit, 20% physical damage to cold conversion. Plus here, if you use a Thread of Hope with small ring, this is a very good play, so you can get these 2 here. Get some penetration, attack damage, penetrate, resist, plus ally damage attack. Aspect of links, attack damage, movement speed, very good for this build, crit chance, blah blah blah. Weapon artistry, attack speed. So a very good place to put this, so it will save you a lot of points. And the rest of the conversion is obviously comes from Watcher's Eye, because cold conversion is right now meta. This is the most expensive piece I am using. This is why the build is a little expensive. Normally the other equipment is pretty much cheap for this state of the leak. It's been two weeks, almost 3 weeks right now. A Watcher's Eye with physical damage convert to cold damage while affected by hatred. This is like 14 Exile right now. Very expensive because of shield skills in general. So obviously you need to farm for this character first, but the rest of the equipments are very not cheap obviously, but the build is less than 25 Exalt I believe. So not that expensive, very good mapper. Make sure that you also have a boss character in your account, because I don't advise you to boss with this character. Maybe if you spend another 30 Exalt, you can obviously do that. We are obviously using Inspired Learning because this is a mapping character. This is a mini headhunter. You will just steal a modifier from a rare monster when you kill it. So especially in Legion combats, your character will just go on full steroids, alright? For this to work, most people still make mistakes. I make these kind of builds every league, and I see lots of people sharing their path of buildings to me, and some people still do this mistake. If you want this jewel to work, you need 4 notables allocated. Notables are these passives that also has a yellow border. So these are all notables, alright? This one, this one, this one. So these are notables. So the notables that we are using here, obviously, Frenzy Charges, Frenetic, Blood Drinker, Life, and Leech. This is your source of attack, Leech. Mind Drinker, this is your source of mana leech, so you don't need to get mana leech from anywhere else. And Resourcefulness, Life, Regeneration, and some good stats, alright? So you need to get all of these. If you maybe do something like this, this won't work, alright? You have to get every 4 notables that we are using. You can also get this maybe. That will work, but makes no sense for this build. And it will also cost you 3 points, which makes even no more sense of whatever. Already you get the idea. Dodge character, obviously. So let's just maybe explain the talent tree, finish it. And what else? We already showed the Watcher's Eye. Seething Fury. So this is a crit shield build. You want this, that you will understand better while I am explaining the items. Without this, you won't have much crit, so this is very important. This is like 5 chaos. With the penetration, I bought it for 20 chaos. Just go and buy one with maybe a good implicit. And finally, a Replica Conqueror's efficiency. Because the character is super fast, you will actually sometimes run out of mana. That's why I decided to use this. If you want to maybe put non-channel skills have blah blah mana cost to your jewelry, you can skip this. So make sure that you are at a, what's going on? You are at a comfortable, what? I cannot put this in. We are bugged, guys. What? I think it's gone now. Yeah. I somehow stuck on refound passives for some reason. So if your mana cost is good, alright, just dump this, but make sure you have some mana cost reduction on your jewelry. I don't recommend it, on your magic ring, because you will lose lots of life, because you cannot regale this or whatever. This needs to be magic. If you want to put mana cost reduction, you need to get rid of that life. I don't want you to do that. You can put it here. I actually put area of effect for 1 extra radius. I also have 1 mana reduction here actually. So total 16, and that is where I am comfortable with. If I also put 1 here, I can just easily dump this, alright? Maybe spend this extra 3 points on life. So you can push that 4.5 life. And yeah, you get the idea. You need to fix that mana cost. So let's just explain all the gear and the gems. First of all, obviously the main source of DPS is a good shield. So you want to spend a little for this one. There are like 3 Exalt right now, maybe 4 Exalt if you want to get something good. You want an evasion and energy shield base. So you want to search for at least, I don't know, 1,300. They are actually cheap if you have the budget, 100 and 1,000 and 400. Maybe even more, alright? But the price will just go up very quickly if you try to type something at least 1,500, alright? They are gonna be very expensive. So this was like 3 or 4 Exalt. I also put a resist, a very good resist, plus intelligence. I actually searched for those, so I will be more comfortable. You can skip those because you can easily get lots of attributes on your jewelry, alright? Also amulet. So that's why try to get whatever you need, maybe intelligence or strength on your shield. At least 1400 maybe. Evasion plus at least 300 energy shield. So that's the thing you need to buy. If you can keep your resistances, skip a resist and save at least one exalt maybe. And that's pretty much your shield. Because our shield also has inner shield, this jewel also provides us a lot of crit strike chance. So you can push your crit chance easily. That's pretty much it. This is your main source of damage source. So you need to get a good shield to do that investment. Because shield skills actually have added physical damage per 15 armor or evasion rating on shield. That's why you need a good shield. For weapon, this is a stat stick. That's what they are called. If you maybe played this game like 3 years ago, you already know what that is. You just want physical damage as extra, blah blah something, alright? Cold is obviously the best, because swords also can have fire damage. They cannot have lightning damage, unfortunately. Also get a fire damage extra. If you want to spend more, they are, by the way, those two stats are like 1 exalt, maybe even less. If you also want to put a penetration, damage penetrate 5%, 4% or 6%, because it has actually 3 different tiers. If I can see it. Yeah, tier 2, the top line, shaper modifier 5%. There's also 6%. It doesn't matter, just get a penetration if you want, plus an open suffix maybe to put a trigger or crit multiplier or whatever. So just try to push depending on your budget, but make sure you get 2 different physical damages extras. Good tiers, obviously. Try to get at least 1 tier 1 maybe, because cold damage is the most important. That's why I picked tier 1. Fire damage, penetration, maybe area damage, crit multiplier. Make sure the base is a rapier or foil, whatever, so it has actually crit multiplier implicit. That's very important. Some idiots craft this, maybe they just find it on the ground, I'm not sure, but there are actually wrong bases on the market. Do not buy anything like that also has, you know, accuracy base, whatever. Don't get that. You want a rapier, foil, whatever, so you can actually get global crit multiplier on the implicit. So this one has 35% global crit strike multiplier. You want that, alright? Do you need the trigger? Actually, no. This was very cheap. I bought this to keep my strength. I actually don't have any curse item. If you can get Assassin+Curse ring, or maybe frostbite or elemental weakness, because this is a cold build, so those both curses actually work. So if you get a curse ring, you can also get curse on your magic ring. Just use alterations and get that curse, maybe put life and go for that, alright? So if you get a curse on your rings, skip that trigger, put a crit multiplier here, even more DPS. This is actually how I curse, and because this is also on 8-second cooldowns, this doesn't work most of the times. So this was a cheap way to get, because I didn't want to make the build very expensive. I have the budget, but I don't want, because I want you to play this build as soon as possible. You will already pay maybe 14 exalt for this shit. That's why I wanted to keep the build cheap as possible. So eventually get a curse ring, and don't use a trigger. Also put double damage or crit multiplier on your weapon. So the rest of the gear is pretty straightforward. Already explained Reed Veil, so you can be hexproof. And enemies hitting you is unlucky. This is also where we put our auras, so you can get that +2 level. So our enlighten is actually level 5. This is a level 3 enlighten, not level 4. You don't need that. You can even go for level 2, I believe, but I'm not sure. Maybe 3 is a must, I'm not sure, because this mana is enough, but with level 2 I'm not sure. Alright, get a level 3 enlighten. It's like 1 exalt, 1.5 I believe. Blood and Sand for area of effect. For the boss fight, obviously press it again, so you cannot be on blood stance. So you can actually deal more area damage at the cost of area effect. So while mapping, go for sand stance again, and while on the map boss, go for blood stance. Herald of Ice, so you can have those juicy explosions, those clears. If you also have an MTX, this is the MTX that I'm using, Gloom Herald. This is a very good MTX. This is also a very old, actually an old MTX, so this is actually very cheap, I believe. This is also very good, by the way, Sun Prism Herald. I also like to use that. Hatred, because this is a cold build, more cold damage plus extra cold damage, physical, whatever. So these are your auras in your helmet. So for the main setup, The body armor I'm using is a carcass check for those extra area of effect, because this is a mapping character. I just wanted that extra area of effect. Here's the thing about area of effect. If the map has players have 25% less area effect, just roll that map, alright? Because you will feel shit. Your clear will feel shit. That less area is actually very important. You need to avoid that modifier. You already don't need to reroll any curse. Yeah, those kind of modifiers. The build is fine on most map modes. You also need to reroll elemental reflect, obviously, because this is an elemental build. So also reroll that less area of effect, so your clear won't feel bad, alright? So yeah, just for area of effect, carcass check. If you want to use anything else, go for that. If you think your area is fine, this is a very cheap 6-link chest, alright? Just go and buy it. Shield charge. Divergent one gives more DPS at maximum charge distance, because you will just charge the monster packs from a distance. This will work pretty much. That's why this is also very cheap. Alright, just go for that. Elemental damage with attacks for more elemental damage. Awaken cold penetration, so we can penetrate. Inspiration, just charge around. You will have these 5 stacks and a lot of damage, elemental damage and crit chance. This also lowers the mana cost of the skill, so it will be easier to manage. As you can see, it saved us 5 mana cost actually. Hypothermia, enemies shield take more damage, whatever. And finally Fortify, so we want to be tankier. If you don't care about that, just use a crit strikes or crit damage, I'm not sure. Maybe Awaken added cold, that actually seems good on the path of building, but I'm not sure, you need to check. Or go for Awaken area of effect, maybe, I'm not sure, just go and try it. I just wanted to be tankier because I'm also leveling this character, almost 94 levels. That's why I am using Fortify. Amulet, just crit multiplier and elemental damage with attacks, and life. If you still need strength or intelligence, this is a perfect way to get that. I also got something with crit strike chance, I was lucky maybe. Normally you just need to search for crit multiplier, life, and ele damage with attacks. If you have an open prefix on your amulet or ring, make sure you put that non-channel cost. Lots of people on my Discord have this cost, so just join our Discord, don't forget. Maybe you can just ask for help if you don't have this craft, because you need to unveil it from the June master. And that's pretty much it about the amulet. I anointed Constitution because I want more life. If you don't care about dying, I actually haven't died on this character yet. With this build, let's say, because this was another build actually previously. That's why maybe you can also go for another anoint, something that gives maybe DPS if you want. Probably the best one is this. I believe this works, right? Melee, yeah. Melee crit chance, crit multiplier, this can be good. Just check path of building because it tells you what to anoint actually. Just click show power report, pick total DPS, and it will just tell you what to anoint. And final ring. Again, strength or intelligence, whatever you are missing. Life, resist, blah blah. This doesn't even provide any DPS because this was very cheap. Most of my items are actually very cheap. Only the shield and the 6-link chest is expensive probably. Gloves. You want these ritual types that gives attack damage on offhand. There are like a couple of different base types, so don't search for South Swing Gloves. Just type attack damage with offhand, you will see an implicit. Click that while searching for the gloves, and then type life, resist, whatever you are missing. The most important thing that you want is an open prefix, so you can actually craft that physical damage convert to cold damage, because even with the Watcher's Eye you will still miss 25% ish conversion. That's why you need to also put this. This is again another craft from June, so if you are missing that, just hop in Discord and ask for help. I also have this craft. If I am online, I can also do that for you. And make sure that you craft that, so you will have actually 100% conversion. That's pretty much it. This also was very cheap, something like 40 chaos, 50 chaos, because this doesn't provide any DPS for me. You can also get something with attack speed, or if you want to go balls deep, just go for +1 frenzy charges. That's an influence modifier, so that's gonna cost you a lot. Belt, life resist, sticky wise, and elemental damage attacks, very straightforward. Plus an abyssal, so I am also gonna be ignite immune, which I already explained. Also put life crit multiplier, or If you still miss strength, intelligence, this is also a good way to get that. Finally, Dark Ray Vectors, we already explained this. +1 Frenzy to keep our dodge almost kept 71%. If you actually also get a +1 Frenzy Gloves later on, you will have 73% dodge. So yeah. So the rest of the gems, what's this? Vortex, Unbound Ailments, Power Charge on Crit. Amulet was cheap, that's why I picked that, so you will have more chance to gain a Power Charge on Crit. And Bone Chill. So this will just give you increased damage on shield areas, that's why you want to use these supports, Unbound Ailments and Bone Chill support. Because Vortex is an instant cast skill, as you can see, I don't even need to stop. So on a Legion or a boss fight or an Einar beast, whatever, a juicy target, just shield charge to it, press your Vortex and keep shield charging, whatever, alright? So make sure that you press this Vortex so you will get that damage buff. You can also generate some power charges. While mapping, you can also press this occasionally, so you will maybe have a capped power charge during mapping. Precision, that's another aura we are using. You can maybe use a lower level if you have some mana issue. If you have a level 2 Enlighten, you can actually lower this Precision's level, so you can actually play with a level 2 Enlighten. Yeah, I actually forgot that we are using Precision, so that's a very good way to save you some currency actually. War Chief, Ancestral, a Wall one. Just use it at the map boss and bam, that's it, more melee damage. Plus Ancestral Protector, I picked Phantasmal. I'm actually don't using these much because this build actually doesn't let you use those a lot because this is a very fast build. I just bought this, but I'm not sure. Multiple totems plus Protector, so I can actually summon Protectors plus a War Chief at the same time, so I will get attack speed from Protectors and more melee damage from Ancestral War Chiefs. But Vaal Ancestral War Chief already has +1, so if I don't use this actually, I can still put one Protector. I don't have the Vaal right now because I am not killing anything, I am in hideout. I can also put the Vaal if it is ready, because it already has +1 maximum number of summon totems, alright? So you can also do that, maybe don't use multiple totems. Maybe use a portal gem here, or level something. And that's not it. Yeah, this is it. Gas Van damage taken plus Immortal Call, so I will have some mitigation from time to time. This also has 36 mana cost, so make sure that you have that mana. You can also maybe put life tap support if you have some mana issue, but because trigger skills right now use mana, make sure that you have that mana cost, that mana pool, so this actually works. And the Blood Rage for some attack speed, and you can actually generate friends charges faster, but that is not important. And that's pretty much it. The Flasks, Quicksilver with attack speed, you can also put that attack speed on another Flask, because you don't need freeze immunity, ignite immunity, curse immunity, and whatever, shock, I believe, yeah. So your Flasks are very easy to roll. Attack speed on your Quicksilver or another Flask. Again, you can just roll these on wherever you want. Attack speed, poison immunity, so I will just, delete those poison stacks. A Diamond Flask for additional crit chance. Silver Flask for onslaught, movement speed, attack speed, cast speed. This one had accuracy, I didn't even roll that. You can also use these Neve Orbs. I didn't even bother, you don't need. If you want, just go and min-max. So Onslaught Flask for additional speed. Taste of Fate, extra damage as cold. A lot of DPS, also some mitigation. Very good Flask, definitely use this. You can also use Lion's Roar Flask, because it provides more melee physical damage, because this build is normally physical, then gets converted, that also works, but that will also knock back targets. If you don't like that, don't use that. You can just use maybe Lion's Roar instead of maybe the Silver Flask, or don't use Life Flask, because you don't press this much often actually. But if with maps, if you are doing maps with less recovery, this actually helps. You can also use an instant recovery Life Flask. I like to use this kind of Eternal Life with Catalyzed, increased recovery rate, and also staunching, because I am not bleed immune. I don't have a corrupted blood immunity jewel, that's why I am also using a bleed immunity. So to sum things up, you need a poison immunity if you want. If what's this? Corrupt blood and bleed immunity is a must. A Life Flask is a perfect way to get that. And that's it, you don't need any other ailment removals, because we are immune to everything else, plus curses. And maybe you can also use a Cinder Swallow Flask if you want, but that got nerfed hard. and an overflowing chalice. That's the chalice with purple juice in it. All right, I think that's on my other character right now. Yeah, even a Vizok, if your cold resist is the highest, so you can maybe cap what's that, penetrate some cold resist, and that's it. For the Pantheons, because I'm a dodge character, I picked this for avoid projectiles. I actually forgot to do the rest of the upgrades. As usual, I always forgot these. You can also maybe go for Solaris. Just pick one because this provides some dodge and avoid. That's why this is good. Make sure you upgrade because I forgot. And Soul of Garukan, evade attack it if you have taken a Savage Hit for additional toughness, let's say. You can also use this unaffected by burning ground. That's actually good because you will notice that life loss on those maps because that burning ground actually hits some good amount. Let's see. Yeah, these are all shit in my opinion. I don't like any of these. So just go for whatever you want. In the end, Pantheons doesn't matter that much. That's it. Thanks for watching. There are gonna be more boss killer builds coming soon. This was like a fun idea because I just wanted to do that this league because shield builds are popular. This is a very fast mapper. I really enjoy playing with this. Make sure that you have a boss killer on your account. You can play that General Cry shield build that maybe I'll just put it on the screen right now. If the video is ending already, you can also just click directly to that because make sure that you play that. That's a broken not mapping bosser character right now. And that's it. I will see you later. Bye bye.